With one of WWE's major pay-per-views coming to a close last night, let's take a look at the landscape of the company following SummerSlam. The biggest party of the summer kicked off with the love triangle story between Liv, Dirty Dom, and Mommy. Liv Morgan would retain her Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley, and all because of Dominic finally turning on Rhea. Something I think we all anticipated happening at this point, but where do they go from there? You have to think Rhea Ripley isn't just going to let this go, right? Whether we see her get sidetracked along the way or not, make no mistake, this rivalry is far from settled, and it'll be interesting to see what's left of Rhea and the Judgment Day after SummerSlam. In the following match, we saw Braun Breaker snatch the Intercontinental Championship away from Sami Zayn with 2 vicious spears. Feels like the right move as we see the new up-and-coming 26-year-old Phenom beat a much older and credentialed Sami Zayn who, quite frankly, doesn't need a belt to stay relevant anymore. Will we see a long Gunther-esque title reign commence for Breaker? He will certainly have a wide variety of potential challengers on Raw, the likes of Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed, and others. As for Sami Zayn, where does he go from here? Will we see him in an OG Bloodline reunion down the line? In the next one, the megastar LA Knight finally won the big one as he claimed his first singles championship in the WWE. Knight came in hot right from the start, smashing Logan Paul's prime truck and taking the fight right to him from the very beginning. The Maverick's brass-knuckle tactics finally failed him in this one, as even Machine Gun Kelly was not able to help Logan Paul retain his championship. It felt like Knight was losing some of that momentum from last year, so it's cool to see the new United States champion gain some of his momentum back. In a 24-hour period of many title changes, we saw another one here. Bayley was unable to defend her women's championship due to a failed cash-in attempt by Tiffany Stratton that turned out to be nothing but a decoy for Nia to win. It is difficult to see anyone taking the belt off Queen Nia with the exception of the person closest to her side. Regardless of this new friendship, Stratton is still Miss Money in the Bank, and it feels like a cash-in on Nia Jax is not a matter of if it will happen, but when. In what felt like the most popular feud going into the night, CM Punk had his first televised WWE match in over 10.5 years against Drew McIntyre. Once Seth Rollins was thrown into this as special guest referee, we knew the complexion of this match would change completely, and so it did. Unfortunately, CM Punk's family bracelet seemed to be the X factor in this one, as his emotions for it not only cost him the match, but further ignited his feud with Seth Rollins. We all know Punk and Rollins were on a collision course for WrestleMania before Drew McIntyre put him on the shelf. This feud was always bound to continue, as it seems like these two legitimately hate each other. Damian Priest vs. Gunther felt exactly like a World Heavyweight Championship match should. Two behemoths absolutely slugging it out in a brutally physical match that saw Gunther's chest busted open. A war between two titans indeed, until we saw Damian Priest's Judgment Day brethren, Finn Balor, cost him the match and thus the World Heavyweight Championship. Despite their past success, tensions have been brewing between Balor and Priest for a long time, and it finally reached its boiling point. If there's one thing Finn Balor needs to do, it's run. Damian Priest was more driven to get his hands on Finn than to retain his championship. That should tell you all you need to know about this new rivalry. The main event between the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and the new self-appointed tribal chief Solo Sikoa kicked off with a major clue from Arn Anderson in his pre-fight speech with Cody Rhodes. This set the table on what would be the finish of the match, but before that we saw an entertaining fight between Cody and Solo that featured a number of interferences amidst the Bloodline rules. In the end, Roman Reigns made his highly anticipated return, sporting the original tribal chief shirt and showing Solo who the real head of the table is. Roman hit his former Bloodline enforcer with a spear, followed by a 3 count from Cody to retain the title. It is clear that Roman's full attention is now on a man who has claimed to be the tribal chief in his absence, a man he feels betrayed by, and a man he will surely get his hands on. Roman Reigns vs. Solo Sikoa in a one-on-one match is inevitable, but will we also see a reunion of the original Bloodline featuring the Usos and Sami Zayn? If Roman Reigns is going to take down the Bloodline 2.0, he may need some help. With Survivor Series on the horizon, the possibilities are endless for this story. But how did you feel about SummerSlam? And where do you see the landscape of the WWE after the biggest party of the summer? Like and subscribe for more wrestling content.